Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. I hope you're having a good day. I've been very light on my posts on this channel lately, and I apologize. Trying to get back into the swing of things again here. It's been a very busy week. You guys may remember I went to New York, so I left very, very early on Tuesday morning and was there for part of Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and then left Thursday morning to come home. And then, which I'll get to that in just a minute. And then Friday, Frankie had a home game. So we were at the football game and they were having some technical difficulties at the football game. So the lights went out in the middle of the game. And obviously it was dark out, so the kids couldn't keep playing. So we had to wait like 30 something minutes before they were able to get it fixed and get the lights back on. We were winning, and it was towards the end of the game. We were, tail end of the fourth quarter, and the lights went out again. And so they decided to go ahead and cut the band and let them leave, because by that point it was late. I don't remember what time it was. I want to say it was like 10:45 or something like that already. And in order to not, because it was a state game, in order to not forfeit that win that we would have, they couldn't just call it a draw. Like they had to like get the lights back on and keep the kids playing. So, but the band got released, so Frankie got to leave with us. And then the next day she had to be back at school, which was also my birthday on Saturday. And so we got her up, got her to school, and then a few hours later, we met her in Tupelo. They had their big band competition. So they did really well. They got overall superior, which is, I guess they rank the bands differently than other things when they do marching bands. So they got a 1, which is apparently good. And they got, so overall superior, I think is what they called it. And they did really well. They performed really well. And Frankie did great, both at the game the night before and at the competition. She had a good time. And then we ran to Home Depot. Mike had to get a couple things for a video that you'll see coming out probably next week for a project he was working on for a fix. And then we went out to dinner for my birthday. We went to a place called Woody's in Tupelo, which I had not been to before. Our sweet Miss Ann that lives down the way had given us a gift certificate for Christmas. And so we put that towards dinner, and it was really good. Mike had a bison fillet, and I had a few bites of that, and that was really good. And I had just had a regular fillet and these really good caramelized Brussels sprouts that were amazing. And just a really nice evening, with our friends that joined us, and it was really nice. It was a nice little birthday dinner. And then Frankie, last night, yesterday, she went and ran a couple errands with me, and then she went to a Little League game last night that her boyfriend that took her to homecoming was coaching, and so they were going to hang out for a little bit, and her girlfriend was going to meet her down there, and she spent the night at her girlfriend's house. And then they had a church trip today. So it's been a busy, like go, this whole week. And so while I was gone, Mike and Frankie worked on processing the last couple Cornish that we had left. You guys remember I'd kind of set the goal that I wanted all of the meat chickens processed before we did Freedom Weekend here. I just wanted like that one less thing to have to feed in the morning and take care of and whatever, while we had like a property full of people. And we ran out of time and freezer space and time to do anything with it before the event. So Mike was like, just leave those last few. We'll get to them, in a few weeks. And I kept telling him, I was like, they're getting big, they're done, we need to do them. And so while I was gone, they decided to go ahead and knock the last few of those out. So that was good. That was one less thing I had to worry about when I got back. So I was happy about that. So this was like a nice, kind of birthday trip week for me, I guess you could say. The video for the New York trip will be out, I believe it's next Friday. So not this week, but the following Friday. just because of how things kind of line up. And I haven't really even gone through the footage yet. I have a little bit, but not fully. It was their really quick turnaround. I got to walk around. My hotel, first of all, was in Times Square, so I got to walk around all of Times Square. I saw a Broadway play. I went and saw Aladdin, and I had a real New York bagel, and I got it and took it to Central Park and sat in Central Park and had it, and it was nice. Had a really good time. It was fun sightseeing, and went to the Statue of Liberty, of course, took the ferry over there. Luckily, I didn't get too seasick. Sitting at the dock, I did, while everybody was boarding. But once we were on the water, I did okay. And I used to love, like, getting on a boat or whatever. I don't get airsick, thank goodness. But for some reason, I get car sick and boat sick now. Ever since I had Frankie. It's like messes with something with you, and like those kinds of things make me nauseous or give me like motion sickness now. But I did fine once I was actually out on the water, and it was pretty calm water too, so it wasn't choppy or anything like that. But it was really amazing to go see the Statue of Liberty in person. Like, I really loved that. And it was kind of funny because, obviously I was doing everything by myself, but I didn't realize, I guess, the way that other people that don't live here look at the Statue of Liberty. Let me explain what I mean. I understand that America as a country is amazing. We have the most freedoms and liberties that are protected here of probably any nation on the planet, okay? Now, I'm not gonna get into a debate with anybody on here about anything regarding like what should or shouldn't be a right, whatever. It's my opinion that the Declaration of Independence is the be all end all. Like, it's their God-given rights, they're inalienable, the end. But I've seen a lot of people debating that lately, so we're not going to get into that here. But I think there's a lot of people that come to visit America on vacation, just like we would go to Europe, or we would go to Mexico, or we would go, to go see other cultures and places. When they come to America, at least when they were looking at the Statue of Liberty, I had no idea what they were saying, what conversations they were having, but I could tell by their tone of voice and the way they were looking at the Statue of Liberty, they were in awe of what she stood for and what she meant and what everything that America stands for. Because I think that, just like with anything, sometimes certain places or certain people get a bad rap. And I think lately, maybe we've had kind of some of that in the media or in other countries, maybe, as to how they view us because of some things. But I think it just kind of reaffirmed that, people still do look at the U.S. as this symbol of freedom, this shining beacon of potential. And it was really beautiful to see people getting excited to see her and kind of getting choked up and really just staring at her in awe. It was really a neat experience to just kind of walk around and hear all of these different languages of clearly these people that were tourists, just taking it all in. And it was really neat. It was really, really special. And it was definitely on my bucket list to go to New York someday. My mom's family is, well, I can't say originally from there, but they came through Ellis Island. And my mom lived in New York for a period of time before they ended up moving out to California. But that's where my grandparents were raised, and they were first generation. So my grandparents on my grandfather's side of my mom's family, they were from Italy, and then my mom's mom um, was Irish and Italian. Those great grandparents of mine, and they all came through, so first generation there, and it was very important to them that, their kids be American and that they learn to speak English and that they welcomed what America stood for. And so it was kind of interesting to be there and, kind of be in the same place that I know that my great grandparents were when they were much younger than I am now. But still, very cool experience. Highly recommended if you get the chance to go see her in person. It's amazing. However, flip side, the Empire State Building, not as impressive in person. You grow up seeing it in movies and on TV, and you just think it's this massively tall building that you'll see over all the buildings. It's not anymore, which I kind of suspected, and I believe I, heard somewhere that, when they first built a building taller than it around it. But I don't really keep up with architecture. So it was just kind of funny to see it. It just looks a lot smaller in person, but it's there and it's a landmark. I did not get to go to Rockefeller Center. I did not have time. Going to see the Statue of Liberty definitely ate up a chunk of my Wednesday that I was there, as well as going to Central Park because they're kind of on opposite ends of Manhattan. So it took a while to get to both places. But I'm glad that I chose those two things to do. And that I was in Times Square and saw a Broadway play my first night there. So that was all things that were definitely exciting and that I'm glad I got to go do. I am glad to be home. It was nice to have, it's always nice to go on a trip. I like flying. I like going on adventures like that. And but I'm always really happy to come home. So it was nice. I think our next trip will probably be, Frankie does have a competition in Alabama the beginning of November. In fact, Mike was very disappointed because several weeks ago he had said to her, mark it on your calendar, November 9th is youth rifle for deer season opens. And they were like, okay. And I was like, cool, I don't have to worry about you guys that day. Like, you're on your own. They're going to be out hunting morning and night, like whatever. And then come to find out, she hadn't realized that that was the day of her competition. So there's a chance we may go. Well, we're probably definitely going to go to the competition. But Mike was talking about maybe staying over there. It's not that far though, and I figure we should just drive but we might because there's a small window where she's actually performing, and then the rest of the day is just watching other bands perform, and it's like an all-day thing. And I'm like, it's not super exciting. So he and I might go sightseeing a little bit while the rest of that is happening once we know her slot. Spend a little time together. And then the next real trip that we'll probably go on is for our anniversary in May. It's 20 years this year. So I had said to him the other day, I was like, our 20th is coming up. Like, we should go on like a little adventure, a little trip, somewhere not too far away, and just, kind of take a long weekend and, just do something just the two of us. So I think we might do that. We'll see. But yeah, so nothing super exciting in that sense. Got a few odds and ends done this weekend. Did get the truck washed. That was exciting. She was quite dirty. Truvy needed a bath. She was way overdue. Did manage to get that done yesterday. So yeah, just kind of always takes me a while to get back into routine. And then, it was my birthday weekend. So there was, and then we went to, we didn't go to our church on Sunday. We went to Miss Ann's church because she was being recognized for all her work in her church over the years. So we went, of course, and supported her with her family. And so everybody, my pastor's wife knew about it, and she texted me today, and she was chatting, and she was like, we missed you on Sunday. I was like, I know. It feels weird when I feel like I get out of whack if I don't go to my church. It's just, you kind of get into your routine, you have your church family, and I know there was a lot of people missing because the kids were all away at a trip. all the youth. And then a lot of us were scattered. So it was just kind of, I think it was probably a light congregation that day with it kind of being the way it was. But so it'll be good to get back into routine this week, I think. I'm excited about that. And get back to, get back to work around here. We've got always lots of things going on. It's nice. The weather is so nice right now. Like, it's just a little chilly and it's still sunny. We still don't have any rain in the forecast though, and things are getting dry, which is part of why we had to go to Home Depot to get some things for Mike to be able to kind of work on his project there, to solve some of that for his deer plot. He had to kind of rig up a watering system for that, which you guys will see, and it actually worked really great. So he was really happy with that, and if he's happy, I'm happy. So there you have it. But I got to go pick up Frankie here pretty soon from the church outing they had today. They went to a pumpkin patch with the youth group today, so because they didn't have school today. So I got to go pick her up in a little bit and from that adventure. So anyway, guys, I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I did some editing today for Friday's video, which you'll see Mike and Frankie working on those birds and a little bit of their shenanigans without me here. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And as always, remember, stay blessed and safety's off.